As I promised, this session we're only going to talk about LinkedIn engagement tactics. Those are strategies and things for you to do in order to have the algorithm of LinkedIn working for you and working with you so you have the best opportunities and really show up for the recruiters. I'm going to discuss and talk to you about some of those tactics, and I'm going to be showing and sharing my screen here so we can see live how that actually means. The most important thing that I would like for you to understand this LinkedIn is a social media. It's a professional, but it's a social media. Similar to Instagram, similar to TikTok. The more time that you spend in the tool, the tool will find you relevant. Meaning, you need to spend more time on LinkedIn. Okay. If you only go online to check some roles, for 5 minutes a day, that might not be enough. We might need to increase the time or make it constant and make sure that you are in the tool for at least 5 to 10 minutes every single day. So I'm gonna be talking to you about this checklist and things for you to do. I'm gonna also share with you an engagement checklist and how to the better optimize your LinkedIn, because I understand that now you have a optimized LinkedIn. You have the right keywords, you have all the right configuration, you have a nice picture and all those things. However, if you don't do those things on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis, the tool it's not going to find you as relevant as someone who is in the tool every single day. Let's think something together. When you are engaging with a specific content on Instagram, this type of content starts showing up to you more and more, right? So the same thing will happen on LinkedIn. The more you engage with someone or with a topic or with a specific role, these type of content is what is going to show up to you. But also you are the one who is going to show up to people who is reaching for this content. So it works both ways. And this is what I'm going to show you here today, how that you can actually do that and have the algorithm play in your favor. First of all, I'm gonna go from I'm gonna start with the assumption that your LinkedIn is optimized, that it's good to go, that you have all the right keywords, that all your experience is updated and so forth. So how do you maintain your LinkedIn optimized? Because, for example, I updated my LinkedIn, I don't know, months ago, but every single day I have to come here and do a few things. Okay. So on a monthly basis, so let's start with, the big picture. On a monthly basis, I check my profile. I see if there's something that maybe I should change in terms of my keywords. Maybe, like I invert some of the words and I reprioritize a few things here and there. Let's say that I am, launching my LinkedIn course, for example. Maybe I'll put LinkedIn expert as my first skills here to show, because I really want to be optimizing for people to look at those things first. So on a monthly basis, that's what I would come and do. And because I'm not actively looking for a role, I would check my analytics too. But in your case, because you're actively looking for a role, I will ask for you to check that on a weekly basis. Okay. I would check, maybe update some of my services, maybe update, some of my experience, changing some of the keywords. So again, it's kind of like a refresher. It's not major, guys. It's just like very slight changes, just so LinkedIn understands that you're there. Okay. That is the first thing. So I would do that on a monthly basis. On a weekly basis, what I would do, I would ensure that I'm always searching for new roles, new companies to follow, people that I need to follow, and that might be relevant for my skills, that might be relevant for my career, and that I'm connecting with these people. So, for example, here let's use the human resources. Just going to type human resources, and you just type the target area that you're looking for. Okay. When I type human resources, because that's my interest area, let's say you can type marketing, you can type project management, you can type events. Okay. You have all these options right here. So obviously jobs is the things that you're going to use the most because here you're going to find related jobs. But you can find posts. So when you click at posts, here you're going to see posts that are related to human resources and that the algorithm found that would be interesting to you. So for example, right at the front, like right at the gate, I see that they are hiring a human resources generalist. So let's say that this is the type of role I'm looking for. It came in front of me as my first thing. And this was going to be something that would never show up to me because Rebecca is my third connection. I don't have Rebecca. Rebecca wouldn't show up in my feed. But because I did as a post, this post showed up to me. So then I can start maybe, follow Rebecca. There are maybe some posts here, like this one is related to modernizing HR from the 20th to the 22nd century. So, I might want to take a look at this post and I might want to, give it a like or I can give it a comment. And maybe by thinking, Marina, but who is Peter Clark? Well, Peter Clark is an executive of Alice Clark and maybe it's a company that I'm interested on. And he's my second connection. It means that if I comment here on his post, that like his network is also going to see my comments. That's the power of LinkedIn. It starts to spread the word as like a net, right? Like even if the person is my first, second, or third connection, it will spread the word towards their connection as well. See, another person is also sharing because they are hiring. They are hiring a senior director of human resources for benefit, for example. So again, here on the posts, you see not only open roles, but also important things that are being posted in the industry, in my network related to human resources. And this is your opportunity to like, to comment, to repost, to send to someone. Because when you are doing those activities, LinkedIn understands that you are active in the tool, understands that you are someone who is there, basically. So he understands that you're not a robot. So that is my concern, for example, with Octopus and some other tools that automate things for you, that basically they like things for you, they comment things for you. That's my concern because the algorithm understands that this is a machine, that this is a robot thing doing this for you. So it doesn't have the same power of you doing this by yourself and actually organically engaging with people. Okay. So I don't even want you to think about those tools. I would like for you to really engage on people and, start liking, comment, and repost. This, I'm saying for you to do this on a weekly basis, but honestly, I would do this on a daily basis. Like, comment, repost daily. Every single day, I would like for you to right now pause the video. Actually, hear me first and then you pause. Please set up 10 minutes. I want you to block 10 minutes of your day for you to go on LinkedIn and you spend time on LinkedIn. What are you going to be doing? This liking, commenting, reposting, writing posts, sending messages to people, replying to messages. If you see here my messaging, there is not even one message to be replied. Because even when I receive those messages, let's plant a tree, or Marina, are you interested in this XYZ system? No, I'm not. But I will reply to them saying, no, thanks for reaching out, not interested. LinkedIn even has like the pre made answers. You just click there, not interested, or yes, interest. That's it. But why should you do that? Because again, when you reply to a message, LinkedIn algorithm understands that you are a person, that you are there, that you are present. So then it understands that you're relevant. It understands that you are alive. And then it will start engaging more with you, showing things to you, and ensuring that you appear on searches. That's how the algorithm works. Okay. So again, more posts here, more jobs. So this is an option for posts. You can also come here and go to companies. So human resources companies, oh my God, so many human resources companies, oh, right, in my area. I can search by Toronto, for example, I just want to focus in Toronto. Let's see, what are the human resources companies in Toronto? I need to start following all of them, all of them. If I am interested in working for those companies, you need to follow those companies. Okay. Obviously, if you're not interested, you don't need to follow them. But if you are interested, you can start following them, right? You should be checking the groups. I would like for you to join groups related to your interest area. See, for example, I have already joined those groups here of human resources professional. Those are huge groups, right? Like 2 million members, 800K members. If I am actively looking for a job, I will be going to those groups on a daily basis and I'm going to be checking what they're posting here. They might be posting something, like, oh, they're doing some free email newsletter. Okay, that might be interesting. That might be something that you might learn from here. Okay, well, there is a question for the group here. They're putting a lot of questions. Like, this is an amazing opportunity, for example, for you to show up as a as an expert in your area. So, for example, let's say that I am trying to position myself as an expert in HR. I see this question for the group here. I would absolutely comment. See, there's not even one comment here, right? I would write a thoughtful comment. So when people see this, do you have an idea there are like 2 million people, actually 800 people in this group? 800 people might be seeing my comment. And if it's a thoughtful comment, it's a comment that I put myself as an expert, that opens doors. That open doors for other people to be like, interesting comment that's Marina made. And then they click on Marina and they look my profile like, oh, I like this Marina. That's how it all starts. So, do you understand how finding a job is way more than just applying for roles? It's for you to dig, for you to be digging and looking and doing research and connecting. This is about connection. This is about you positioning yourself. This is about you helping someone with their question. And again, it's the third connection, third plus. So it's someone out of your network. But once you post it here, once you and once you post it, a comment, this is going to go to all of those connections. So that's why being in a group related to your area and obviously in the region that you're looking for, right? So again, like here, these groups, when you go to the groups here, you can say groups, Human Resources Toronto, for example, right? And then when you go to groups, these are Toronto Human Resources Network, for example. So see how smaller this is? This is 9K members versus like almost like a million people on the other one. So this is way better because this you probably have more connections here. This is even better. It's 1K, right? So I would join those groups and try and be active on these groups. If you don't have time to do this daily, do it on a weekly basis. But being on groups and reach out to people like a lot of people just post roles in groups. So it's important for you to be part of those groups, all right? And ask questions as well. Services events. Obviously, we would like to know events. Okay, so let's say Human Resources Toronto. They're looking for some events that are helping here. Okay, well, there's this mental health in the workplace. This is a virtual learning program. Well, this might be interesting. This is a roundtable addressing gender norms and attitudes to support women. Okay, this might be a little bit more interesting for me because like that's not only something that I like, but this is a roundtable. So this seems to be a little bit more open conversation, whereas there might be more opportunity for me to comment and connect with others. Whereas this is a learning program, so meaning that I'm probably just going to go there, listen to a few things, and leave the call. So I would try and be on those events that are network related or roundtables or things like that because then that makes sense to you. We can search for network. Let's see, networking. Let's see, events networking. There you go. Okay, they're looking for they have all these networking sessions here. We can even say networking Toronto, and see, well, there's this Women in Tech Global Conference. Well, awesome. So they have this networking event, in the Toronto area for the GTA entrepreneurs. So things like that, that's really helpful. And so you understand where you can find these events and how you can, connect with people. For networking events, you should also look at Meetup. Meetup is a website. They usually post of a lot of events there, and Eventbrite. Eventbrite and Meetup, those are two other sites that you can use to find networking events if you would like to go in person or even remote. Okay. Obviously, there are courses. So let's say that for some reason you find, you are looking for human resources roles, but it's a new role for you. You are not 100% sure. You kind of like you feel like there is a gap in terms of skills that you would like to bridge that gap on in some areas. So let's say strategic human resources is something that you need to bridge the gap that you're not very familiar. Well, there's a course here you can save and you can try and do those courses. A lot of courses are free, so you have to check here, but all those LinkedIn courses might be interesting, especially if you are testing the waters and if you're like, oh, I might consider, going to payroll, for example, right? As HR person. Is this something that I might like? Well, you can talk to people, you can do some research, but maybe you can do this 34-minute course on payroll to see if that's something that you would like to learn and to work before making a decision about, going to that industry and area. Okay. So that's what I wanted to show you in terms of like all these things that you can do when you put your target area right here. Again, you can connect with people, you can find jobs, you can interact with posts, you can follow companies, you can join groups, you can attend to courses and events, all by just typing a keyword here and do that. Again, I would like for you to do this if possible on a daily basis, at least the connect, the like, the comment, the write a post, and all those things. But if you cannot, at least on a weekly basis, I would like for you to do that, because again, that makes the LinkedIn plays in your favor. I want to show you something how the LinkedIn works in that sense from a net perspective, right? So here, let me give you an example. I'm just going to look for an example here. I would like to show you guys a second post, a second degree post, but it's nothing is showing up to me. Okay, okay, that's an example. Okay, so Marcia Fanti, she's my first degree connection. Okay, Christine is not. So this is what happened. Marcia, who is my connection, she liked and she made a comment on this post. As soon as she makes the comment in this post, people from her network see the post too. So this is what I'm talking about. Once you make a comment on someone's post, people from their network start seeing your comment and start seeing that post. That's how you escalate. That's how you connect with more people and people see you. So that's why you need to be very attentive. Like you need to be very careful about what you write in your comments. It needs to be something smart. It needs to be something valuable. Because if you can literally just say great post. Sure, you can. But if you put something a little bit more valuable, a little bit that brings some, ideas and some thoughts to the post, um, people might click on your profile because they find that is a thoughtful or a smart comment. I mean, obviously, for this post, this is, they're hiring. This is great. Right here, there's not much you can say. You can just say, opportunity, Coursera. Yeah, there's not much you can write in that sense, like not to be a smart comment, but at least this is what I want to show you that, you know, Christine's post reach out to more people, reach out to me, for example, who am not a connection just because someone who is a connection between us did. That's how the algorithm works. Okay. So again, uh, do those activities on a on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. This way, you're going to really ensure that the algorithm is working for you and that you've been finding relevant. Once you are following companies that you are interested in, you're going to show up on the top search for them when they look for you. If you are following a company that you want to work for, and if a recruiter from that company is doing a search, let's say on HR, I will be one of the first top candidates because I am active and because I follow them. So think about that, right? Think that this is a social media. So everything works from engagement perspective and everything works from how much effort you put into it. Okay. The other thing that I would like to emphasize here, and this I'm going to my personal profile here, I'm going to show this to you. On a weekly basis, I would like for you to check your analytics. Okay, so when you go to me, you go to your profile. So we're not in the feed anymore, we're now in the profile. You see here, so right below my name and my sections and all that, we have analytics. When you here click on show all analytics, that's what I really would like for you to focus on. How are you tracking, you know, related to your following weeks, your previous weeks, sorry. So for example, my post impressions. So my posts, they are tracking really well. They had an increase in 27% in the last 7 days. So they were tracking around this area, and then suddenly there was, a really good post that I did, and it reached way more people, and that really helped on my impressions here. So meaning that, and then I can track and say, like, okay, which post did I do that day? Oh, interesting. So my audience likes that. So maybe you're going to post more about those things because you understand that there is more traction. Okay. So same goes for you. So, I mean, obviously I have my own company, so I do create content and create posts, but you as a candidate, you can also, and you should also create posts. You can create posts about, how your job search has been or things that you have found, things about the mentoring program that you've learned that you want to share with others. You can write posts about being an expert in your own area, in your industry. Then you become like a top voice, you become an authority, you become an expert in your area. So, posting on LinkedIn is really important as well. But again, ensure that you are posting the posts that you have are aligned to your brand, to how you want to be perceived in the industry. Okay. The other thing that I would like to say here, like to show the analytics, right? It shows my discovery. So it shows the impressions that I had and also show that actually more members reached out to me in the past 7 days. So that was a 36% increase before. Okay. And here shows my top performing posts. So then if you want to see like, oh, what really performed well? Well, this was performed well. This is a masterclass that I'm giving up on LinkedIn profile. So, this performed really well. And also, this services that I created also performed really well. So here you can see the analytics regarding your posts. But if you go back to analytics, you can see the followers. So how many followers do you have, every day? So how do you ensure that you increase your network in Canada? Marina, I'm new to Canada, I know anyone. Okay, well, you're going to follow all this engagement checklist that I've been telling you and everything that we discussed in the previous class on job search. That's how you're going to increase your network on LinkedIn. And then the goal for you is to have, everything green here to show that you have more followers and more connections every single week. This is what we really care for a candidate and for a job search. I would like for you to take it down and note right now, what is the average profile viewers that you have in terms of every week? And I would like, so this is my last 90 days, right? So you can put here, so to say that the past 14 days, and you can show how many profile visits that you even have in the last 14 days or in the last 28 days, and you can show your results here. Why? Because with your LinkedIn being optimized and you doing all these engagement tactics that I'm talking about, the goal is for you to have this on green. The goal is for you to have increases on your profile viewers. Why? Because we want people to reach out to you. We want them to find you. We want them to look at your profile and reach out to you for interviews. That's what we want, right? So it's very important for you to look at those analytics. Those are the two more important to you, which is the who has viewed your profile and search appearances. Okay, so those two. Search appearances, again, for me, it doesn't make any sense because I'm not looking for a job, but for you, that makes a lot of sense. And I would like for you to pay attention to this one. So, from the previous week, from November 12th to the 19th, so the last 7 days, I appeared in 73 searches. This is a really big number. It's good. Okay. And I'm not making an effort. I am not actively looking for a job. I am not going to jobs and applying for roles. I just have an optimized LinkedIn and I engage with people on LinkedIn on a daily basis. Just by doing that without applying to any jobs, I am showing up on 73 searches. And what kind of searches am I showing up on? Psychologist searches, on director of talent acquisition, director of energy, workforce consultant, senior manager. These are the key titles that people are typing and then my profile is showing up. So from here, I can be like, there are a few things that I don't really want to be, shown, be shown in those searches. So, for example, energy. I did work on a specific project in the energy sector. So that's probably why I'm showing up. So maybe my LinkedIn is too heavy on the energy industry and those type of keywords. Maybe I need to tone down on that because I don't want to be shown as a director of energy, right? I can be shown as director of talent acquisition, as organizational psychology, consultant, all that. That's no problem. But maybe energy is not a good thing. I'm just giving you an example because that's the type of um, analysis that I would like for you to do. When you look at your analytics on a weekly basis, I would like for you to understand if you are appearing to more searches, and if you're not, we need to regroup and think about what are the things that you need to do to start appearing in more searches. What are the things that you're doing or things that you might be not doing and you need to start doing more so you can appear in searches? And what are the titles? Are these titles aligned to what you actually want to be doing or they're not aligned? If they're not aligned, there's something wrong. So we need to make sure that we change that and ensure that this is aligned to what you're looking for. Okay. All right. Well, that's all I had for LinkedIn engagement tactics. I know, again, it's a lot, but those are things that I would like for you to be doing on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. And this is really going to help you to ensure that everything, all the work that we put into optimizing your LinkedIn, that this is going to go somewhere and that people are actually going to find you. And you can check that by checking your analytics. So ensure that you do that. Book time on your calendar right now. And starting tomorrow, I would like to see you every single day on LinkedIn, making connections, joining groups, following companies, and ensuring that you're making very thoughtful and smart comments and posts. All right, best of luck.